Warning, what you are about to see is intended for mature audiences. So there's that. Okay, so now we're at Redo of Healer episode 4. And I have brought up something before about why I believe the entire anime is based off of a flawed premise. We had many flashbacks between the episodes 1, 2, and 3 of him having a life, and then in the first episode, boom, we're having flashbacks and him remembering everything from his prior life. I think the entire first season, first maybe few episodes at least, to have us go through his life of being tortured and raped and harmed and abused, etc. And then when both of us, both the main character and the audience, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have this experience. All this landscape will be new to us, and it's a blank screen. It's a black screen right now because we're going to be going through the video a little bit by bit because there was great things that I liked and some great things that I hate, or some things that I hated about this specific episode. I think I love the idea of the concept. I think it was poorly executed. And if they were to do a redo of Healer, I think that's what needs to happen. You need to have no flashbacks, and if there are flashbacks, they're very vague, and if anything, gives us just a glimpse to as planting the seed for a future episode. And let's just get into this fourth episode. So he already did what he did with the princess. He remade the princess into who he wanted to be, Flare, I believe that's her name, and he bought a slave girl of the Ice Wolf clan who has hatred in her heart for the people who bought, sold, stripped her, put into her chains, and then sold into slavery. He saw that hatred in her heart and wants to fulfill her desire of taking revenge on people who've abused her, just like the princess. And Sword and Blade, I might have those Blade and Sword or Blade and Shield or something, whatever the other two people who abused him every single day, all the time, 24/7. So that's what we're going to be seeing. So let's get it right into this because I have some very choice words about it. There's, again, some great things about it, and there's some bad things about it. But we'll get into it. Well, let's not play it. Let's just go from the beginning. And I'm going to go scene by scene, because it does need context. So this was a great purchase, blah, 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 blah. Sir, please visit me again if you prefer, blah, 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 blah. When this guy, the black market slave merchant, we should receive a sizable shipment of merchandise before long. One of the things that I don't like about this is that the main character, whatever his name is, Kair Wogale, I'm going to call him Healer, when the Healer realized this is one of the biggest issues that I have about the show. It does great things, and then it does stupid things like this. Because this merchant of slaves, the main character has been a quote-unquote slave, a legitimate slave. He was a meat puppet for both the penis and the vagina in multiple ways and in multiple directions and in and out of him in every method in which you could probably imagine. He has no issue with the merchant. He doesn't care if somebody else is being sold into slavery. I mean, there's not like him being phased at all, and that's one big issue. I don't care if this guy has nothing to do with the merchant. It's just he's realizing, oh, this is just the way of the world, and I have to maneuver around it, or people will come after me. As the main character, the Healer, who is really powerful, if not the most ultimate person right now in the entire world. But maybe have him think about it in some way, but this glosses over. Within the first 20 seconds, I'm already having an issue with the show. Of the guy, the main character, was a slave, and he has no issue with any slaves. Like, you could have no issue with the slaves. I'll say it again. I'm going to go through this entire show, and it's just each little bit and pieces are sort of like this. He has no care about this guy. That's the most disturbing thing about this. It's like you might be a sociopath or psychopath that literally has no emotion whatsoever, and it's really hard for you to connect with somebody. But if we can just see some some level of, I don't like this, even if you don't do anything about that, cool. There's no mention about it. There's no connection about this thing. And it shows it later, but it's just off the cuff, and we move on. Here's the introduction. I'm never a fan of the introduction itself, because there's so... oh, come on. Load. Oh, there we go. Wow, we're getting into pixels. Look at those pixels. They're so awesome. Oh my gosh, it's so horrible. Okay, the healer acquires Setsuna. Is it really smart to remove the slave's collar? He does that with this episode because we'll even see the scene. He does that because he is far more powerful to her, that she can't do anything to him, and that's one way that he coerces her into having sex with him, and by doing so in such a way allows him to make her into a legitimate slave, which is baffling to me in many ways. It's like he's been afflicted with a pain, and then he's going to be doing that to somebody else, which I think is a pretty okay thing to do. But I'm like, again, I'm not caring about any pain that the main character have ever had, because in the first episode or two, he gained his memories back and chose to go through the entire issue that we saw in the first episode. The first time I watched it, I didn't get that. The second time I watched it, I was like, oh, that's interesting. The guy chose to go through the horror again. Why didn't he go through something else? Why didn't he find a different route? Why didn't he go around the castle instead of going with the princess, gaining up his momentum behind the scenes with random people, trying to heal who he possibly can, and even gaining revenge after revenge after revenge, and realizing that revenge is an empty thing, an empty promise that you can never fulfill within yourself? That would be a phenomenal story to tell. But the direction of the show is so weird. I'm going to say weird, not flawed. I'm going to say weird. Oh, stop. That would actually reveal and pulls... She's just a head. That would shock everybody. Oh, no. Oh, she's not a disembodied head. Boo! She's having memories of her trying to become stronger, as in her Ice Clan. It doesn't go so well. There's humans that, man, it's so pixelated. Humans are coming to attack. She tries to attack, but she tries and fails very horribly. I mean, like, she's just like, somebody pokes her, and then she's down. I mean, she's really weak. And then this guy licks her for some reason. Literally, he licks her. I don't get that. It's like, you can show people to do horrible, degrading things, but please have some build-up to it. It's like a character in anime, and then they always lick their lips whenever, something deliciously horrific, something deliciously evil I'm about to do. I'm going to lick my lips. If you lick your lips, never zoom in on it. It is a trope in anime. It's often a trope in anime of saying, something deliciously horrible I'm about to do. You can see I'm evil because of my bad intent. It's so... let's see this one scene. Look at. Ooh, look at that. Look at that lick. It's like, can you please build up to this? Have her being dragged around for a while or something. It's just like because this type of stuff happens so often in this show, I become rather numb to the event. I want to feel bad for her, but this is more hilarious than anything. Like, wow! Like, I'm certain I would bet that he does this with all the soldiers. Like, he goes to one person, whispers in his ear about what his actions and commands are of, you need to hold the front line, and just licks his ear. It's like, I would bet he would do that. Like, okay, because it is a bad action, we're supposed to feel bad. But because it also happens so frequently, I kind of find it to be funny. Like, this is hilarious. Some of the scenes when there was, like, blatant, just erotic sex. This entire episode is a furry is a softcore porn furry episode. That's all it is. Plus, really good fight scenes. There's actually a few scenes that are just, oh, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, there's some conflict behind the scenes. Ooh, that's really good. And then we get this. It's just lick. It's so weird. It's like, oh no, I feel bad. It's like, I'm so sorry she's feeling bad, but I don't give a damn. Oh my goodness. Okay, so with their dying breaths, other members of the clan told the mercenaries of the village, blah, blah, blah. And then he has a memory of the merchant, and the merchant is the one who probably bought her. Who, again, there was a connection between the Ice Wolf members who got captured and sold into slavery, which we saw a few in that. I think the second episode. It might be the second episode, if not. No, it should be the third episode. In the third episode, we got to see a bunch of the Ice Wolf clan members within some of the jail cells. But this main character, the healer, I don't get why this callback. Again, a callback of like, oh, the merchant is the one who bought from these people who captured them in their tribe. But I don't see any like regret. Excuse me. I don't see any issue. I don't see any animosity about this issue. It's just, oh, he has this memory. Okay, good for him. Is this relevant to anything? Is he going to use this later? Is it an idea that's just going to fade away? And if it's a thing that fades away, we could have used this time for something else, right? Her village was attacked by, and the Ice Wolf clan was captured in mass. He realizes that the person that he's taking all this information from, I think that he's the person, the sword hero that he switched bodies with. When he was healing him, he copied his powers, if I remember correctly, if my memory serves me. And from that, he gains the memory of the Ice Wolf clan being captured, and I think as a direct order, or at least some association with it. Because of that, it's like, this type of thing is cool. This is a cool idea. I was about to berate it, but it's like, no, it's a really cool idea. I have this memory, I'm seeing where all the paths lead to, but again, he doesn't have any issues with the merchant at the very beginning. I wish he had an issue, even if he doesn't do anything at all. Just one issue. But no issue. He's a psychopath. I don't care about this character. I'm sorry he went through the things that he went through, but he's, like, nuts. He's justifiably nuts. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what I would do if I went through the things that he went through. I'd probably be 10 times worse. I'd probably be so far gone that I wouldn't be able to do have any ability to put myself back together if I went through the things that he did, that he went through. But again, as a show, you get to modify certain things to tell a good story, and I don't see how leaving the merchant not. Okay. There were troops that dressed as mercenaries who attacked the village of demi-humans. She wants revenge on the humans that killed her friends. This is one of the reasons why, if not the reason why he brought her, the demi-human, into the group, because the healer, wants to have her seek revenge. These humans are of something imperial army, making the princess murder the soldiers of her own beloved country sounds like fun too, which she eventually does. So he loves this idea. But one of the issues that I had with this entire episode, and I think I have to talk my way through this idea before I actually can have a good solid idea. Meaning, because of the princess, who is now called Flare. Hopefully I have my... Again, names are something that are not a bit tricky. Once I get a name, I'll remember the name. But Japanese names, it's just a little bit different. It's kind of all the same to me, unfortunately. Kaiba? No, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Kaiba. Kaiba, the blue eyes white dragon. See, it's just some of the names. But the princess. The issue I have with the princess and him feeling so happy of her killing somebody else is that there's two factors. One, she doesn't have the same body, which, again, that's very secondary, if not 10, 5%, 1% of the biggest issue. The second issue about that is she has no recollection of the actions that she is taking. She has no memory. She doesn't even have her subconscious or unconscious, her subconscious being trapped in her head while she is physically commanded to attack. That would be a hell and revenge that I would see befitting for the princess. I would want it to happen. I think that would, in the story, it would make more sense to do it that way. But because she has a completely different personality, no memories of her past, nothing of what she's doing is of her own accord, not because of a drug of making her do it, but she believes it to be a good thing. So how is that a bad thing? The only way that I can see that, reconcile that, this entire plot of him trying to do evil things to the princess because he's like getting back at her with revenge, is that he allows her later at the end of the series, or whenever he does, is to let her remember all of her past events in her past life, and remember all the things that she did while she's in this new form. That's the only way that I can actually understand her having the revenge that she does, that the main character is having against her. I don't get why he thinks this way, why it's a good thing. Again, a very easy way of fixing this is to allow her subconscious mind to be trapped in her own head while she's peering through a body that cannot change her own actions, and she must suffer seeing and looking and witnessing her own actions cause death and mayhem to the village and town and people and family, her kingdom that she loves so dearly but can't do anything about it because she's trapped in her own mind. That, I think, would be a phenomenal, very dark way of having him, the main character, seek revenge on her, the princess. If that was the way that it happens, it would be irrefutable that he's doing a phenomenal job at seeking revenge. Unless he just gives her all her memories back, that's a secondary one. But what he's doing right here, it makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I wish I could. I don't. Okay, so he's really liking that idea. He's a sociopath. He's a psychopath. Good for him. I guess you've earned an achievement, buddy. I will gladly make your desires come true. And then he puts the potion, or the healing potion that he's been selling to one of the local merchants, not the slave trader, but a potions dealer. And he's been selling it for like 10 gold per potion, and he's been selling 10 to 20, or about a dozen potions at a time, and it's making a good hefty amount. I don't know where he's going with it. I don't know why he's trying to make the gold this way. What is he going to be doing with the gold? Those are just questions. But I don't see anything in the future yet. He might just be getting enough gold so he can move towns to do something else. We don't know. At least I don't know. I don't want to say we don't know. I don't know. So he puts the potion inside of his mouth, and then he gives the potion to her, and this is, okay. Okay. Furry time! Furry time. Or I guess I should say demi-human time. So this is the moment where he's selling his potions for 10 gold a pop. He's very surprised that the guy didn't try to take the potions from him, or have people rush him. For having a mob surround him or demanding the recipe of his medicine from him. So he's just very surprised about that. And the princess is being very happy that we're going to go and save the world and save the people. And then the main character has that little smiley face of like, ooh, I'm so evil for making you think and feel this way. Which is another reason as to why I don't understand the main character's actions of trying to seek quote-unquote revenge, of allowing her to not have the memories of past. Her personality is different. She's a different person entirely, and only has it's just you have the memory of the evil princess that she once was. There's nothing evil about her unless the memories come back. That's the only way that it doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that connects this the same quote-unquote person, what makes a person, if you lose your memories, are you the same person? If you lose your memories of everything from your past and wake up today and then you start questioning your life, wouldn't you change your life? It's like, why do I have the things that I have in my life? What is going on in the world? Why have I not taken these actions? And you might have only been taking the actions that you have been because of the history that you have, and you want to hold on to something about the past that might be so important to you. But if you didn't have that, would you continue doing it? I would say no. That's just that's how I'm thinking. So it doesn't make any sense to have this character be a different character. There's nothing that connects this character with the character that she once was. I know she has her memories wiped. I'm going to probably be bitching, whining, and complaining about it, but because she has her memories wiped and her physical appearance has been radically changed, it's weird, which is only like a sliver of the entire factor of her personality. It's not even her memories. Her personality has changed. Her personality. She's not this decrepit, power-hungry princess that she once was. Her personality, not her memories, her personality has radically changed. I don't get this. He's trying to seek revenge upon a person who isn't that same person. Keep the same philosophy, keep the same ideas in her head, give her the same personality, but wipe all of her memories. She's not a princess anymore, but still has the same personality. Then you have every justification to do whatever the heck you want with her. Or keep all the memories of her past, but then give her a different personality who feels the need to be punished by the main character. Or eventually give her personality back and her memories back at the very end of whatever series or saga or storyline that you ever want to go with. And that's when you can seek your revenge. I don't get the premise of the princess with what he's doing with her. So she's still healing. She's surprised that she hasn't healed. He's telling her that she is healing. Her physical body's healing. She'll be waking up soon. Gives her another dose of the potion. She wakes up, sees him kissing her, but he was just administrating. I don't know if that's the correct word. He was giving the dose in his mouth to go through her mouth. And she thought, oh my gosh, he's coming on to me. Slapped him in the face. The princess, she gets mad. The wolf girl gets mad. The princess says, whoa, 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 whoa. He's helping you. He helped you. He healed you. You need to be appreciative of this guy. Kiarga. Let's go with Kiarga. Lord Kiarga. Kiarga. I gotta remember that. Kiarga. I'd love to have a name called Kiarga. But you have to put that emphasis inside of it. Kiarga. You have to make it sound a little bit Spanish. Kiarga. It's a Kiarga. Lord Kiarga. Sounds like a pirate. And didn't take this entire time. It was worth him. He's given this evil look about the princess not being who she is with a different personality, has no recollection of her past life, different body. Again, it's a sliver of it. And being like, ooh, I'm making you do things that you wouldn't want to do, but you don't have any personality or any recognition or any similarities of the person that I hate with inside of yourself because you're a completely different character, but I'm so evil now. I don't get it. This doesn't connect with me. If she had some recollection, if she had some similarities of her past, this would make sense. Him being evil, I would be so on board with. But this doesn't get it. Unbelievable! So she feels good, she feels better, as long as you understand, blah, 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 blah. I'm Kiarga. I'm the proud, her name is Suda? We'll get that eventually. Setsuna. Like Luna. She's a white girl, white moon. Setsuna, like Luna. Setsuna. I'm trying to get, again, memory. I'm trying to do word association here. So we got Kiarga. Oh, does that guy have a boner? Look on the left-hand side. If you look at Kiarga, if you see Kiarga, Lord Kiarga. If you see Kiarga in his pants, he has a boner. That looks like a boner. Oh man, and of course the princess has a schoolgirl uniform on. Anyway, for a Japanese show to have a mini skirt. Woohoo! That's funny. Yeah, I've probably watched way too much anime to actually give. I've watched too much anime to not know how the real world works, and I only know how anime works. Anime is real life. That is fact. So we got Setsuna, Flare, and Kiarga. Setsuna. Okay. Kiarga is telling the princess, Flare, for her to go and grab some food, and some very fancy food, I believe, or just to go away for a while, so Kiarga, can have sex with Setsuna. This is a very weird scene for me. The creator of this show does something that I personally don't like. It's a personal preference. My personal preference is if there's a sex scene, you have some suggestions. You may show one or two things, but then you sort of move on to the main plot. The sex isn't the main plot. Like, stabbing somebody is not the main plot. Having somebody trip over and stumble, it's not the main plot. Unless you're developing it for something later, which I guess you could argue that this scene that we're about to see, which again I'm using the censored version, not the uncensored version, just so I can actually post onto YouTube, is Kiarga does get her to have sex with him in a very, very, very lovely way to Kiarga's point of view, and it makes a lot of sense near the end of the episode. So I would give it to them. Personally, I wouldn't want it, but I do have to give it to them because it actually does do something later on. He's not just having sex with her for the sake of having sex with her, which I kind of have a question about, because once she gives him her full name, her true name, which I think just means when she comes, I don't get it. Like, when she climaxes, that's her true name? Is that the thing that's revealed? Why do you call that the true name rather than... It's just the word association. Why is it just in this show? Is it just in this scene? Is it within this entire fantasy world? Am I missing something in the real world that I'm not clicking here? Anyways, but she goes and gets some food. He says, "Your vessel." Oh, I do love this next scene. She justifies in herself that she has to get rid of this guy so he can go and kill those people at the White Ice Wolf clan, which I might be incredibly wrong about, but this next scene is the most important part that I hopefully do understand, is that she is realizing in this situation, striking at Kiarga, that she was trying to attack him. He easily overpowers her, dodges her ability and overpowers her, and he took the collar off of her, which allowed her to roam free, to not attack her master. By being this free and him overpowering her, she is being told that, oh yeah, aren't you curious as to why your slave collar has been removed? Should have just read that. Is to show her that he is more powerful than her. You are so weak in your pathetic body that me, as a very simple alchemist who makes potions, and then revealed within a few minutes that he is an actual hero. I don't know if he reveals that he's a healer hero, but at least a hero, and the hero symbol that's on the back of the palm, on the back of the hand. And with this, look at that face. Overpowered her, look at those breasts. Oh, in the uncensored version, there's a lot of nipples. So, nipple. But I don't even know why you would actually zoom in on the breasts here. I don't get it. I don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't get this show a little bit. Is because, ooh, is that a fanny? Oh, are those breasts? They're very irrelevant to the scene that's happening with her. The focus, you can have her naked. But why focus on it? Because it's a sexy anime. Why not watch porn? Like, really? There's so much porn out there. Like, that's the thing that you can watch. This here doesn't make any sense to me. Zooming in on the breasts, without them being relevant at all in the scene. They're not irrelevant to me. Don't take your but in the scene, it doesn't make any sense. It's one of the issues that I have with the with the writer of the show. I don't get why you would emphasize on that unless you're trying to push some boundaries, unless you're trying to say, oh my gosh, sexualization should be shown more and more. I don't get it. But like this is a phenomenal moment. We're zoomed in on her emotional, her expressions about the situation of her being, quote unquote, you're weak enough to get pinned down by an alchemist like me. This is a perfect framework of what this entire scene is all about. We didn't need to see the breasts. We needed to see her face. We need to see how she's feeling. We need to know the emotional connection between this one moment and what she may be thinking and feeling. But showing the breasts is, I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me in this specific scene. If you do that very, like, fast. Uh-oh, did I break it? No, okay. And then he goes over to a cup. He shows that the cup is a certain amount, can hold a certain amount of water, that it doesn't matter how much water you put into the cup, it's going to overflow. Her body, her physical body, is so weak, is so small, that the vessel, the quote-unquote vessel, her body, cannot get stronger. So she needs a bigger, better body. And the way that he does that is, if you submit to me entirely, I will lend you my power, I will give you the strength that you need to seek out the revenge, and if you do that, you must reveal your true name, which apparently is through the climax. I mean, she does, Kiarga, and her, Setsuna, and then Flare, just want to get my names correct. Setsuna must reveal her true name to him, which Kiarga tells us, or tells himself, that she did reveal her true name, which is so weird because we don't even get to hear what her true name is. Either A, you have to have a reason for that. Why are you not telling us, the audience, what her true name is? Will you reveal it later when he does say her true name out in public, then she becomes a truer, bigger, better form of herself? Is it because is it irrelevant of a thing for us to know? Then the biggest question is to why have it at all? Why not just have her sexually submit to you, that once you submit to me in both your heart, mind, and body, in every regard, you become my slave, a slave not of my volition, but your own volition, you choosing to be a slave of me. And through that, then I'll give to you. Again, that's unfortunately, there's going to probably be some twists of what I'm about to say, but this is very Christ-like. You surrender to me. Well, actually, it's not. You know what? Let me take everything back to what I just said, because there's not as that much sex in the Bible. There's not as much gruesome sex. Not as much, but still some. Okay, it's not what I meant entirely. It's like I'm looking at one factor, and that's what I was playing off of. So let me retake that all back about Christ or anything religious. Like, this is like true slavery. I know, Christ-like. Oh man, I'm probably gonna get some hate about that. No, that's kind of funny. I might regret that in the morning. Anyways, you must reveal your true name to me, which again has no merit, no relevance at all in this entire episode. There's no need to ever talk about revealing your true name to us. And he does that. Once you know that, you may control this is the thing that kind of baffles my mind, and I don't get it. If she reveals her true name to him, I guess a human, not just the master, but a human, then he is able to control demi-humans like me as you see fit. I don't get that at all. If any person is able to know the true name of another demi-human, you're able to control all the demi-humans? That is retarded. That really is retarded. Because I don't see how I don't see how the demi-humans are not all the slaves of somebody. I don't, it's that, there is so much of a power dynamic behind that one statement that makes what her true name being told, it doesn't make any sense. It's either the power imbalance between humans. There should be just one human that has known the true name of a demi-human, and then is able to control all the demi-humans and create their own fortress, building an entire empire as he sees fits. He might be doing that at some point in the future, and this one little moment right here, I will have to take it back but this is a major concern. Why hasn't anybody else done this in the past? Is it that it's not as widely known? Is it something that's just more of a myth? Is it a legend? Is it a rumor that people just don't believe in? This is such replace it with demi-humans and just say humans. That's why I'm having such a big difficulty with this. If once you know my true name, you're able to control me and all humans like me. Let's just say all humans. Or all men and all women. Once you know me, a male, or as a woman, once you know me as a woman, my true female name, then you can control all the females. Okay, let's switch that. I'm a man. I'd like to think I'm a man. I'm a man. As a man, once you know my true name, you can control all men as you see fit. That power dynamic is so outlandish, it makes no sense. That's an unfortunate thing. The show does things really good. Just like it might not sound like it because I'm kind of bad-mouthing the show quite a bit. One great scene is when he is overpowering her on the bed. Okay? Like it or hate it, I think it's great. I think it's great that he did that, showcasing her, and then us zooming in on her face. We get to see that emotional, I have no control or power, and I still have no control or power. And then the cup runneth over. That's a great scene to give an analogy as to her inability to be stronger. I thought that was a really good analogy and a really good presentation. This moment right here, let's just move on. I will truly be your slave for my entire life, Kiarga. And then if you do, to make your vessel larger, for you to become stronger, you must. He strips naked. This is your future. He's pointing to his penis, his little pipe williker, pipe Willie, Willie the pipe. Setsuna, you must sucketh forth. And he says you must. He gives her the option of if you'd like to get stronger, you must sucketh the pipe of eternal life, and if not, you can also give it all up, so you can become and continue being weaker and whatsoever. So she gladly accepts and wants the strength to kill humans, which is kind of weird because he is also a human. So, white light. That's all the semen. There's so much sex in this scene, the camera gets lit up. They're just emitting light. Radioactive white light. Everywhere. It's not light, buddy. Okay, so this entire scene is literally a softcore furry porn. And she is going to town. He gave her commands on what you should do. Swallow the essence of my pipe, and you will become. Now I could become stronger. Yes, and then I don't even see why they blurred that down there, because literally they're showing nothing. It's more. There's nothing being shown. That's a little weird of a censure. That's fine. It's the first time that you smiled. It's the first time that you smiled when you were pleasing me. It's so weird. Let's make love. Let's make love to efficiently strengthen you. Which again, I don't get this. I don't understand this. The only way that I can understand this, or at least the only way that I can understand it right now, as to why he's having sex with her. It's either A, he feels sexually attracted to her, which I doubt that. I don't think that at all. B, I don't know if I was using 1 or A, so let's go with B for number 2. B, he has gone through what he did as a sexual meat puppet to his owners, so that's why he feels a need to do it to other people. He was dominated for a significant time in his life, that he has the memories and is now perpetrating other people in a particular way, trying to have control over his own life. That's the only way that I'm seeing it to exist. That's the only way that I see it as the reason as he would do this. Because yeah. So if you're scared, you don't have to. Oh, please give it to me. This is such softcore furry porn. It is so suggestive. There's so many boobs just going wee, flingy, flingy, fling. It's so hilarious. Like, I wish I could feel so like, oh, this is such a heart and sentimental value. I just found it funny. The first time I watched this, it was like, what am I watching here? Why? Why is this happening? And then the weird thing about this show, which I do give it a little bit of a props to, is that there is a little self-censorship. That she is literally holding the penis of life, the penile of life, and it's weird because then she starts sucking in, and it's just like the mouth gets full, and it's just so over the top. It's so hilarious. At last, I can get even stronger. Now I can kill them all. Yeah, this is so erotic. You're gonna murder people. I can help you get your revenge. And he thrusts her head onto him. It's so weird. Anyways, so after that entire scene, we don't even again, the princess, or Flair, the now newly redefined Flair, at discounted price. She's recently used. Partially used? I don't know. Second owners. They go to the Ice Wolf Clan village. So what they're seeing. Oh, they even edit that. Oh, it sucks. Where were we? Oh, I actually clicked on the white. That was pretty cool. Okay. With all I have. So from that entire experience, he finds sympathy with her, which I don't get this at all. Like, maybe because he had such a traumatic experience with sex, with sexual experiences with other people for quite a significant amount of time in horrific ways, that when he does it with somebody else so lovingly, then it actually is, oh, I can actually connect with you because it's for some weird way, that's the reason as to why I connect with you so easily. That's the way that I'm sort of making sense of it. They head to the village. They see the slaves. These slaves are literally there as bait for the villagers to come out and attack the soldiers. She, the wolf, Setsuna, I'm trying to remember the name, Setsuna, tries to go into an attack. This moment is phenomenal. This scene is phenomenal. She gets built up rage and anger, and she goes in for an attack, but he stops her. And what he says after is great. This is how they're trying to lure the warriors of the Ice Wolf Clan out. And they're kicking and harming them. And with that, Setsuna is biting her lip, and she's bleeding. You can probably see it in the bottom right hand of her chin. Or I guess her left side, our right. Stage right, I guess. And she bit her lip. She's very pissed off. She is annoyed, but she's holding back because her master said so. But it seems more of like, this doesn't seem like something of an order to the wolf girl, Setsuna. It seems more of a, I feel so angered about this, but I know that you're going to help me kill all these people, so I'm going to do exactly what you need me to do. But she's so laser focused, this scene is awesome. I have to give that credit. It's probably one of the better episodes of this entire... It's one of those better scenes in this entire episode. You get to see how she feels, and it's great. It's like we had a few flashbacks. The flashbacks were a bit silly. But for here, we're seeing some really good stuff happen with her character. I don't know why she has that cowlick. That's so weird. She's very good at understanding how to properly, quote-unquote, wait. I know he has this psychotic side of him, but I don't get why he's so like, oh, she knows how to properly wait. Okay? It feels so off. Again, because of the first episode, the second episode, the third episode, because of the direction of this entire series, he's a sociopath who's very self-aware and is wanting to do evil things, but he does good things, but evil things, and it sort of flip-flops back and forth from whenever the story needs him to be shown, seen, being shonen, being seen, I don't know which one to use, being seen as either good or evil in a particular scene. Okay, I had some recording issues. I clicked on something that I probably shouldn't have, so hopefully it's still recording my voice. If it's not, that would suck. But let's get into it. The Wolf Clan comes out to attack the soldiers. The soldiers go back for an attack as well. Some of the Ice Wolf Clan soldiers get killed, and the Kiarga. Yep, that's right. I'm trying to remember the name. Kiarga devises a plan with Flair, the princess, and he demonstrates himself and declares to everybody out in the battlefield that he's the hero of the sword. And our sword is the sword of justice. So he goes down, kills everybody swiftly, bloodily. I found this a little off because I was curious as to why in the heck he's able to do this so perfectly, so efficiently, without fault. Again, I'm going to be wrong because they explain it in a second, but I'm just explaining my thought process. Because we don't see or have any explanation as to why he doesn't have any training. None at all. And then he's explained by somebody out in the soldiers of like, hey, that is the same technique of the actual hero of the sword. And it's like, oh, because he was able to copy others' abilities when he was healing them. That makes a lot of sense. And it's out of order. It's not wrong. I just feel it's out of order. It's just they did declare it. It has been already established. This is the way that it would probably go with. I would say. I just personal preference. It wouldn't knock down the rating for me if I was to give it an honest critique. It's just, again, the personal preference part. So he kills a bunch of people. Hey, everybody of the Ice Clan soldiers, I am the hero of the sword, and I'm here to respond to the tears of of Setsuna, who is alive and well, and the warriors get all happy about that in their own happy way. Level 5 magic, Falling Star, and this entire ability destroys all the arrows that are being launched at the Ice Wolf soldiers and Kiarga, destroying all the soldiers on the battlefield. And Kiarga is so happy about this situation because he planned with her to launch the meteor to the soldiers, and the soldiers are the soldiers of the princess. But the princess, this is the biggest issue, is that the princess doesn't know any of this is happening. She doesn't feel bad about this. She doesn't have any memory about this. If she does later on, I take all this back. But only knowing what we know now, it makes no sense. It's like we can have a lot of respect in hindsight of the show, but I want to feel good about watching the show, as horrible of the actions that might happen from one to the other. Of course, she would massacre her former subordinates. And look how happy she is. It's so weird. Well, I'm glad that we caught this. One good detail that I found about this is that they do make a point of a person being alive and running away. A soldier staying alive and running away. Because I am assuming that he will be going back to the king and reporting his of the events that he saw, and specifically of the technique that was found of the quote-unquote hero of the sword. And that will probably get a lot of balls, a lot of dominoes, a lot of balls rolling, a lot of dominoes start falling over. For people to realize who the hero, who the healer, the Kiarga actually is, where he is, of everybody trying to find him to seek revenge about the princess having been killed and stuff. And this moment, her attacking the soldiers was pretty phenomenal. It was brutal, and a lot of it was quick. I do respect that. Like, this entire scene, I'll go ahead and play it, even though it might get me banned, or might have the entire video removed, but I just want to play it as quickly as I can. That right there, that scene right here, this one little scene, it took 2 seconds, but everything about this scene I absolutely love. The blood that happened, we didn't see the bone, we didn't see the eyeball being thrusted out. It wasn't as detailed, but we definitely knew what specifically happened. His face was slashed from top to bottom with her ice claws. That was brutal. For her, and then the scene of her just having this expression, it was great. It was grand. I want to see more of this. This is awesome. If I was to definitely point out a high point, this is amazing. You know, the one moment that we were seeing of her at the very top of the hill, holding that withheld expression because she has to hold in her hatred for everybody and can't act until Kiarga says that gives the go-ahead. This is the moment where Setsuma really is unleashed, and we get all the payout of the 16 minutes of seeing her. We get to see her unleash, and it was amazing. This payout is amazing. She kills the other guy quickly, without hesitation. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, kill him. But it's not at which the pace is happening. The animation is solid. Let's play this for a second. Again, it might be simple anime, like we've casually seen this from time to time, but I love that. And then something happens that I don't like. It might make sense to Kiarga, the main character, but with a show, it doesn't. It ruins the mood. What, you get your heart on with people dying? No, I get it with people being slaughtered. Get your facts straight. But this moment is we get to see her being happy, and it makes sense in the show, but it's just so off-putting to me. I understand why she would probably be smiling. I understand that she would be smiling. But why not just skip this one moment right here? Skip it. Skip this moment of having her being a still frame of her smiling, of her killing everybody, rather than her just unleashing. Because that's the only time that she smiles through this entire animation. That's the weirdest part. It's so forced. Every other scene other than the one that you see right here, every other moment that she's moving around the battlefield and killing and slaughtering, there's no smile. There's no smile whatsoever. It's pointing out to the main character, Kiarga, that, hey, she's smiling, and she wasn't smiling before, but now she is while killing these people seeking revenge. I'm so happy and loving about and love her for that. But we don't get to see it any other place. It's so forced, jammed in, shoehorned. It's so shoehorned. It's just, hey, look at this thing. Something that we should have shown you. He's saying that he doesn't, he wouldn't kill anybody or harm anybody who hasn't harmed him, but Setsuna is having fun. She's getting her revenge, so he, Kiarga, will do what he can, slaughter as many people as possible for her to be happy. Which I'm assuming because he wasn't happy when he was in bondage and he was a meat puppet and sex slave, that he wants that for her, which I'd understand. It's a little weird. Not off. Just, well, I guess that's off. It's a little weird, a little off. I don't know. It makes sense. I have some protest about it, some hesitations or some reservations about it. There we go. It's her, Setsuna. Setsuna was attacking people, so all the Ice Wolf warriors are all going off and killing other people. Has none of the wickedness of the Princess Flare did. And this, again, this show. Great things about the show, worse parts about the show as well. There's great parts, and then there's fundamentally flawed parts about the show. This is the moment in which Kiarga, the main character, is realizing that this is so stupid. This is the moment when I realized in the entire episode, the show is stupid. The main character who wiped the memories and gave a new personality to Flare is now coming to the conclusion that because she's not wicked at all, that it must be the wickedness from... It must be the wickedness of the... Man, I had a brain fart because I'm actually thinking about something else, which might be debunking what I'm having to say. So, okay, let me present two ideas, because I'm now second guessing myself. She may or may not have he may not have changed her personality. I thought he did. I might be wrong about that he only wiped the memories of her. I thought he wiped and changed her personality whatsoever, and he found that to be amusing, because you're now a different person entirely. But maybe he only did wipe the memories, and she is really just a happier, more loving type of person without the memories of her past. And in this scene, he's coming to the conclusion that because she's not wicked, she's not vile, she's not putrid, her personality's not rotten, that it must be because of the entire kingdom and civilization that exists with all of the humanity, or at least within the kingdom. And he wants to go and kill everybody within the kingdom, destroy the rot, destroy the evil, destroy the system, because that is what produced the evil that she has had. I might be wrong in saying that she had her personality changed as well, including with her memories. But the thing is that her personality has changed. This isn't the same person that we got to see. Like, even in the first few episodes, even in the first episode, the first time that we get to see the princess, you could definitely tell that there was more of this upfront approach. I'm putting on a display, look at my breasts, which are amazing, and I'm the princess, therefore you should submit to me because I'm just so loving and endearing and so loving, so do it as I say or you'll hurt my feelings. Very manipulative. She has an entirely different personality, and if he only wiped the memories and it caused her to have a different personality, then again it kind of goes back to what I had to say about if you didn't remember of your past, wouldn't you change? If I don't remember my past, wouldn't I change? I would say so. Wouldn't I have a different personality if I didn't remember the history that came before it? I would say yes. So, she has a different personality. Because of the experiences within, it feels a bit forced. When I first watched this, I thought it was like 100% forced. Just like the smile, which again, the smile feels so forced because no other time in the fight sequence do we ever get to see her being happy with any smile whatsoever. It's all, I'm pissed off, I'm angry, I'm upset. But he sees her be smiling, or that's something, or whatever. So, I'm still holding on to the idea. I might have to change this. I might have to go back at some point and realize that he didn't change her personality and only wiped her memories, that will be something I have to put a pin in. Oh, did the environment of the kingdom make the waste of a person that Flair was? Yeah, so he's coming to the conclusion that the nation itself is wrought with disease because the nation itself is fundamentally flawed. See, this is the moment that I love with Setsuna. She seeks her revenge. She is having an emotion, like vengeance. Vengeance/revenge is often the most therapeutic thing that you can do in the time allotted when it comes to trying to overcome a situation. It's like you could go to years of therapy, or you could go and have a fight with somebody, and then whoever wins, and you just get over it. One's quicker, and it might be very violent, but you can at least get it over as quickly as possible. Fantastic. Good job, Setsuna. I have to bring it to an end. We get to see her cry. This is very emotional. For me, it is. I was happy when we get to see these feelings inside of Setsuna being unleashed. Like, she's able to process the event. That's phenomenal. Everybody's okay. There's this little scene where she's happy, and he doesn't like her being happy, but he could do something about it. I just don't get it. Lord Kiarga. And this is a weird part. This is so off-putting because it doesn't go with the same characters at all. It's not within the same ideas. And what's happening right here is there's this dead creature, I think, a dead creature. Then the dead creature caused the poison in the water, which was poisoning the people, the humans, and in some of the other local areas and stuff. Oh. He gives her, Kiarga gives Setsuna a choice. Setsuna can choose to either let the poison go throughout the rivers and poison all the humans, or she can choose Kiarga to cure the poison and make it a healing water and let that healing go out to everywhere. And she fortunately chooses no poison. I only want good stuff. Conversely, I can make the reverse. So she's with a medicine to cure the humans. So he is giving her a choice, which I thought was pretty awesome of a thing, but that's kind of contradicted in a bit. So this is a moment in which he's giving her a choice to, do you want to harm the humans or do you want to help the humans? And I thought this was a pretty awesome idea. Again, in a bit, it contradicts itself, but this is a pretty cool moment. Him, having been a slave with no choice, is allowing his slave to have a choice. Either way, if it was like vengeance that was seeked and he was allowing her to, I would have hated that track, but I would have loved the fact that he gave her a choice. And I love the fact that she actually chooses... Yeah, she chooses to, and tells him, I want you to make this into medicine. That's phenomenal. Human suffering is good, but the suffering of the people that have nothing to do with this, like me and my friends, is hard to bear. Besides, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome, and that's an awesome thing to see. The issue I have with this is that within this next scene, I don't think they're going to show anything. Yeah, my mind was blank and tears fell. Okay. Oh, they were showing a lot less in the censored version. A lot less. While they are having soft-core furry porn being just openly and widely displayed on, she is in this ecstasy of, I was killing people and I killed and I killed and I killed, and she has this such erotic look about her, and she's drooling at the mouth and saying, like, I'm so grateful that I was killing all these people. I was so happy I was killing. This is what contradicts the prior moment. He gave her a choice of either you can cure the humans or poison the humans. She chose to cure. Give them medicine, help them. People that were involved in this, I will kill. But everyone else who wasn't part of this, they don't deserve that. And then in this scene, he is putting her in a very suggestible mindset. Well, again, softcore furry porn. It's very softcore furry porn. While she is so eroticized, I don't know if that's the right word, he is letting her blend pleasure and killing of humans, not just the people that were involved, but humans. So he gave her a choice and she chose medicine, but now it's like you should have chosen poison. It just doesn't. It so contradicts itself. Like, why not be like killing? Like, he even says like you enjoyed the fact that you were killing and killing and killing and killing. And he keeps asking questions while ramming behind her, which again, good job for him, I guess. If she's going to kill at all, it will be directly with these claws, and that's the thing is, it feels as though he's manipulating her, or at least her coming to the conclusion that I should kill all humans. She doesn't specify only those who were involved or only those who should suffer, just humans I should kill. And then he's happy that, that is an excellent answer. Perhaps, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're probably even more broken, perhaps even more than I am. And she's grateful, tells Kiarga her real name. From that, he feels quote-unquote soul-bonded, but not really soul-bonded. He feels that Setsuna has his appreciation, love, and he will spoil Setsuna from here on until he dies. Which it kind of confuses me. Why? Is it because of like a puppy? You have a dog, you have a pet, you have a thing in which you feel so close to that you're going to spoil them rather than being a quote-unquote person. They are a younger you. But again, because of the weird relationship that you have with the person, or the demi-human, like, it makes sense in its very weird way. It's just, she enjoyed it. It's, again, I didn't see her enjoy it through the moment, but we only got to see that one part of her, of that little freeze flame of it all blue. Like, oh my gosh, she's smiling. That's the only moment that she did smile. And then she was expressing herself in much, much pleasure during the sexy time. That's when and how much she was enjoying the killing of the humans. But she didn't want to kill the humans or make those suffer who weren't involved. But you see, I'm kind of having this issue with the show. Now then, what will I do next? I'm absolutely going to have to give Blade and Bullet, the two who were... I think Bullet is the one who was raping him in the tent. Blade is the one who was abusing him, who has a thing for Flare, the princess, whatever her actual name was. And, yep, he's just started... And this is another scene that kind of gets... I wish we got to see more of this development. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's a bit weak. I don't think it's too... Again, what happens here is that the person or the soldier of I think the hero of the sword, a person that he copied the sword techniques from, switched bodies with, and I think the second episode, switched bodies with the second, it's either the second or the first. I'm trying to remember which one. He switched, Kiarga switches bodies with him, and manipulates their bodies to look different. Kiarga now manipulating his body again to look how he looks now, but the soldier here, the lieutenant, the commander, changing his form to what he used to look like, Kiarga's old body, to make it look like he was still imprisoned while Kiarga, the main character, was out seeking his revenge upon the princess and raping her quite a bunch of times. And, well, abusing and then torturing and raping and all the great stuff, I guess. This scene where the king is now now knows the full story that this guy is the actual hero of the sword should have been shown, not told. He just now knows that he is not the actual healer, but the healer is out there somewhere. Your incompetence killed my beautiful Flare. Oh, wait, Flare? I thought Flare was the new name. I thought Flare was the new name of the princess, not the old name. Anyways, we'll just go with Flare. Therefore, Leonard, commander of the Imperial Army, an incompetent fellow, capture the real hero of recovery, Kiaru. Kiarga. Wait, is it Kiarga? Kiarga. Yeah, it's Kiarga and Kiaru. Okay, just want to make certain. I bestow you with the necessary authority to do so, and he's so happy because he's going to be seeking his revenge, and it's all about revenge. I'm going to seek revenge. I'm going to seek revenge. Revenge, 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 revenge. With these hands, I shall seek revenge. If anything, that's actually a good rhyme. With these hands, I shall seek revenge. That should be in a poem. That's actually pretty good. And then we get to see her. I think at this point we're not supposed to know anything about her. Maybe I might have missed something. Whatever. I'm curious as to why she is doing what she does. I don't know at what capacity she is at. I don't think... No. Though I think it was Whitehair at the very first episode. The first person that is healed, I think, is the princess, which is her. I don't know, but the sword wielder was at least a female, and she got her arm chopped off or something and then got it entirely healed back. Anyways, this is a very weird episode because there were so very choice moments that I would love to highlight on any reel of this is how you would do this scene very good. But this entire series has been fundamentally flawed from the very get-go because we didn't get to see the process of his first life experience. It was all memories, and if anything, flashbacks of prior events to catch us up on things rather than actually showing us, rather than telling us. And from that, choosing to go through the torture again rather than doing it a different path, and maybe even picking up, seeking his revenge on the princess the very first episode of the second season, and then having the princess follow him with a new set of memory, personality, whatever, to pick up the wolf girl from the slave merchant. You could have all of these circumstances, all of this entire situation in a different sequence of order. Or a different sequence, a different order. The issue... This show, man. I'm looking forward to finishing this series. If it goes into a second season, I don't think I'll be watching at all. There's lots of things that they should... The writer of the show, the producer... Many things I wish he would have done better. There's many things that I wish he would have done differently. With that, I can't say it's a great show. But it's definitely a show that had potential. And it's unfortunate because it's not one that has potential. It's one that had potential. There's still some great things in it, and I'm certain that there will be some great moments in the future episodes as well. If it was a one-shot all from start to finish, awesome. I wish that they would redo the redo of Healer. That would be awesome. I would be in support. I would applaud it. But specifically in my direction. But anyways, one thing I have to say is that I am grateful that they at least tried in creating their own show. I have to give them props for that. I disagree with the direction of their show, though. And that's that. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope for all those who stuck towards the end here. Thank you very much for being a part of this. Please post your comments, questions, and concerns right down below because that helps the YouTube algorithm. Hitting that like and subscribe button will greatly help this channel out. And I will see you next time. Boop.